Okay, so far, last class we just started dictionaries, so we are going to learn more about dictionaries today. Yes, tell me. Yes. So Abhinav, you had some questions.
Sir, I cannot see your screen.
What about others? Could you please confirm, guys?
We can see, Danish. I can see.
Abhinav, can you just rejoin then? Or let's.
Okay, I will rejoin.
Yeah, sure. Okay, anyone else have any question, guys? Anyone?
Hello.
Yes, Abhinav, you're audible now.
Yeah, I can see the screen now. So, sir, I have a problem in question number 4.
Which
of
day?
mathematics.
Day 7 assignment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if you could like share the solution for this, because I have some confusion. I have like tried solving the question, but I'm not sure like if there is any other proper way to like solve some of the question.
Okay, only this question number 4, right?
So this 4 and question number 9 and 10. I mean, I have like solved all three, but I'm not sure like if it is the right way. I'll share my solution also if you want.
Yes. So
So
yeah.
about question number 9, I have just take like for loop and then use is alpha function and then append it into the list. So is it the right way?
That is the right way only, no?
Okay, okay. And so the question number 9 is okay. So 4th and 10th is the issue.
10th
So
is 10th you have to use split with this hyphen.
okay, split, and then I have like manually increase.
Yeah, you have to change it to
after.
integer, and then you have to
Okay,
increase it.
okay, and then convert back into the string.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
right.
yeah, that is what I have. So the 4th is the only problem.
Okay, fourth you got this output, or you getting some other output?
I have got the output, but I'll show you my solution.
Sure.
So I tried solving this, then I took some help from like Google also.
Using Google is fine. If you understand and do it, then it's a industry. Now it's like an industry level practice. Okay, so whenever we also work on project, we are stuck somewhere, so we just search Google. But Google will give you multiple answers if you can recognize which one to use. Then that is fine. There is nothing wrong in that. Okay, so let's copy this.
I have also this part also.
Okay, this is the one. So let's remove this.
So the problem over here is in the question, like it is saying that we have to start from the letter which is given in the string. So in Danish, we have to start with D.
Okay. Day 8 question number 4. Oh, no, sorry, day 7. Day 7 question number 4. Okay, guys. So, guys, everyone, please pay attention here. So, this is a program that we are trying to do. Okay, you will be given a name. It can be any name, not necessarily this my here Danish. It can be your name also. So basically, you have to count the number of characters. Each character, how many times it is occurring, and you have to print the output like this. Okay. So this is the question. Now, you can see Bhinam has tried doing it.
Yes.
So
Please print, comment the print of like print list one, please complete. I was just checking
Asha,
that.
okay, fine. So let me run this. So we are getting the desired output, right? S1, A2, B1, G1, S2, I2, N2, V1, and then we have a comma. This comma was not required. Let's see how he has done it. Basically, he's just iterating over this string. Okay, for I. So initially, I is A. He's checking whether this is alphabet or not. If it is the alphabet, it is he's appending in the list. I and the count of it. Okay, I comma. For example, if it is A, there are how many A's? 1 and 2. Okay, so there will be in the list. Okay, inside list you have tuples, right?
Yes.
Okay, inside you are taking a tuple, and that tuple we have the character and the number of times it is occurring. Fine. And then what you have done? Okay, you have converted this
So
first
this
list to a set, so that only you have unique elements, right? And then again you convert it to a list.
so
Okay,
this was the problem I was facing. If a string has like multiple characters, like similar characters, like a small a in my name.
correct.
So in that case, like it was printing like something like this: A1, and then again after that A1.
Correct. So guys, if you do till this, okay, this is well and good. I am just printing this output. Okay. And I run this. So this is giving me like A2, B1, S2. But the problem is we have repetitions. Okay. A2, again A2. Okay. So to avoid this repetition, what Abhinav tried, he just converted this to a set. Okay. So that we have only unique values. So now we have unique values. Clear to everyone, guys, so far what we have done? And in this append, he's appending a tuple. Okay, this is in bracket, the name of the character and the count of the character. Clear to everyone till this point? Any doubt here? Yes, no, guys? Are you able to understand?
Yes.
Okay. And once we get the set, we just have to do what? We have to print it with, rather than a comma, we have to print it with a hyphen like this. Okay. So what you have done after that, you have done a shorting. Why do you wanted to, why you did shorting here?
Yeah, sorting was not needed over here.
Okay, shorting
Even
was.
without that, like it was taking some random order because set
That's
like
fine.
that
Set
is
should
not.
take you out of yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. But after shorting, it is taking the proper order A, B, H like that, or just the character wise it is doing shorting, right?
Yeah, it is not giving the proper order. I think it is doing by
It will
STI
not
values.
it will not give the proper output in this case. We'll see later
Yeah.
on, okay, when we will see about sorted function lambdas, then we will see how to sort it with the individual element of the tuple. Okay. So let's keep that on hold. So on the last, what you have done for I comma V in list one, or we can say, so we'll just iterate over the tuple now. Okay. So I comma V rather than list one, if I say list, and then if I run this. Okay, let me comment on this print is not required.
We have to print the list
But
one, sir.
but we have to convert it into a set. After converting, we have to store it somewhere. list one, let's see. Okay, in list one, we are getting the output, okay, but we have one comma at the end. Because we are putting up end equals to space. Okay, you're giving a comma here, right? So that is why. Okay, so rather than giving a comma, fine, that's comma does not matter. Yeah, but this is one way we can do it in this way. There are multiple other ways also. Okay, so I leave it to you guys. Okay, you try doing this in other ways also. Because
Sir,
rather, yes,
sir, here like after the first for loop, we are getting the count of each of the words,
yes,
irrespective of like if it is a duplicate or not.
yes.
So, is there any way like without set we can count? Because I have faced this type of interview, this type of questions in the interview like multiple times.
Okay, what is the exact question?
So these only that if you have been given a like a long string and you have to count the occurrence of each word. So I want to ask like if we can do it without using a set after the first for loop.
The ideal way of doing it is using dictionary. So they are also expecting you guys to do it via dictionaries.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll cover dictionaries today, and I will give you the same question to solve via dictionary. So you should use
Okay.
dictionary in these kind of problems, but it can be solved. I just to have an open mind that this can be done without dictionaries also. That is why I gave you this question. But ideal way they are expecting is you guys have to use dictionary to solve this kind of problems.
Okay, sir.
Okay, guys. So any other question, guys? Anyone? Can we start with today's topic then? Okay, if no question, then let's start. So last class we saw, right, how to create an empty dictionary, and we saw the keys, dictionaries. Okay. So dictionary keys, guys, what elements last class we discussed, right? What kind of elements? Can you tell me what kind of elements we can have as key? What is the rule for this?
Immutable.
Always remember this. Immutable element, because the interviewer might confuse you by just giving a dictionary, normal dictionary, but he will add some mutable elements as the key, and he will tell you then what is the output. Okay, so he will just check this. Okay, keys can only be immutable elements. And what about dictionary values, guys? Can be any element, right?
Yes.
Can be mutable or immutable. Can be mutable or immutable. Fine. So let's say we have a dictionary here. One. Okay. So if I want to get on print only the keys, guys, how are we going to do it? I want to see only the keys in the dictionary. Let me open this sheet. This will be helping you. Day8. Just keep this handy, guys. You can just use it, okay? So if you see returns a view of all the keys in the dictionary. Okay, this keys method. So these are some methods. Length is a general length. It will give you the number of elements in the dictionary. Then we have keys, we have values, we have items. Okay. So first let's see about length. Length is like a general function, okay? It can be applied. It can be applied on list, tuple, set, anything, okay? So if you do a length of A, this is going to give me the number of elements in this dictionary. So what is the length, guys, of the dictionary?
Hello.
Yes, please. Anyone saying anything? What is the length of this, guys? Dictionary? Anyone?
4.
4, right? Not 8. Are you sure?
Yes.
The length is 4. Okay. I want to see the keys. So there's a method called keys. So dictionary keys. Okay. And then I have a method called values for getting only the values. These are the values. Okay, and what else do we have? We have something called items. Okay, so let's say what items is doing. So it gives both the key and the value, right, guys? In a tuple, it is giving you key and the value items. Okay, so let's say we have. I want to access the. I want to access the value with key as 1, okay, with key 3. So to do it, guys, we have this method called a dot get, okay, and we have to give the key here. Okay, a dot get 3. We got this 3. Okay, this is one way. Another way of doing it is 3. Okay, so just square bracket. Another way of doing it, set default. All these 3 ways you can use it for accessing any value.
Danish, one question. What if we have duplicate keys here?
Very good question. So let me take one duplicate here. 1, and we are assigning a value of 10 here, okay? And let's say I want to print this dictionary, print a condition. So just like set, how it will behave now, this will also behave like that. It will take the last element. See, it took 110, right? It ignored the first one. This is the dictionary. Okay, the latest value it took. So this was declared later, that's why it took 10. Okay, if we have instead of 10, if we have 1 here and 10 in this beginning, then what it will take, guys? Which value it will take, 1 or 10? 1. Okay, it will take the latest one that is declared. See, it's 1. Clear?
Okay.
So by latest, you mean that the element which is present on the right side.
Right side, correct.
So dictionary can not have
No,
duplicate keys.
just like set, dictionaries cannot have duplicate keys. It can have duplicate values, but cannot have duplicate keys. Okay. Okay. So coming back here, accessing a value with key 3. So this indexing is fine. So there's a difference between this get and set default. Okay, get and set default. So let's say we are giving a key that is not present. Okay, to get 30. So 30 is not present as the key, guys, in this dictionary. Okay, so if I run this, we are getting something called none. Okay, it's not present. And in case of set default, if we give 30, this is also returning a none. Okay. But difference is, let's say if we by indexing, if I try to give some value 8. So, but this is giving an error. Okay. If via indexing you are trying to do it, the key is not present, it will give you an error. Okay. This is via indexing, if key is not present. Okay. Error. Okay, and get and set default. So set default gives you an option that, let's say if this key is not present, okay, then insert this default value. This is the thing we are getting with set default. This option is not present in get. Okay. So it is telling that if this key is not present 30, then insert this key with this value. Okay. So after this, if I print the dictionary at the end, you will see a new key is being inserted with 30. Okay, but before that is giving key error, so let me change it to something which is present. So none default value 30 and none, but it's not getting executed. Okay, my mistake. So set default, this will not be present here. This should be present inside this while like, okay. Set inside set default, I have to give the value. I was giving outside set default. So let me run this again. Now you see this 30, this key is not present, is inserting the default value. Okay. If we don't give a default value, let's say I'm commenting out this. If I don't give a default value and I only do this set default 30, I'm not giving the this one. And I no need to, do I need to print? I don't need to print this. Let's say let's print, okay. At the end, we are printing a dictionary also. So in this, automatically it is inserting this key, but since we have not provided any default value, it is taking it as none. Okay. Now that is not the case with get. Get will not insert. I'm commenting both set default. Okay, we only have get now. So get is not going to insert the key. Okay, but if you set default, if this key is not present, it will automatically insert a value like this. If you don't give the default value, it will be none. If you give a default value, then it will show that value.
And the element is also being added. So dictionaries are also mutable.
Correct. Yeah. Dictionary is always, dictionary is mutable only. Correct. Dictionaries are mutable, guys. Okay. That is why we cannot have it as a key. So we have length, keys, value, items. get set default. Okay, del you all know, guys, right? If you want to remove the entire dictionary, you can do a del delete A. It will remove the entire dictionary. If you want to remove a particular key, let's say I want to remove this new key that is getting inserted 30. Okay, so I can just do here del and the, let's say, A30. Okay, if I run this now, we don't have this extra. This was about del in. Okay, in is a membership operator, guys. Okay, within you can check whether a key is present or not. Okay, and let's say I want to check whether this A is present as a key in the key or not. Okay, so if I do A in A is the name of the dictionary and this is the A character. Okay, that is the difference. So you will get a value as false. Okay, if you give a valid key, let's say I want to check one is present in the key or not. So it will give you a true. Either you can do it this ways or you can do it in this way, A1 in A dot keys. Okay, this is also fine. Both will give you true. Or you can also do it like the, you can also check if the value it is present in the values or not. One in A dot values. Okay, so this is a membership operator. This can be, this in operator can be used with set, list, anything. Okay, that we have seen so far. Okay, guys. So far we are good. Any doubts? Anyone? Any questions?
If we are not giving anything, let's simple it. So it is
It
checking
will
the
take it
keyword.
as key. Yes, right.
Sir, one question in this: do we have
Yeah.
to like keep in mind of all these methods for different data types, or what should we do?
No, you no need to remember all the methods, but you need to remember few of them, like keys, values. These are very general. Okay, so once you and there are some methods in list, right? Like list dot split. We split. Sorry, in string we have split. Okay, we have join. In list we have some methods like count. So some of the methods when you practice the problems, automatically it will be in the back of your mind. Okay.
Okay.
That is a general. You no need to mug up. The more you practice, the more these methods will be, will be lingering in your mind. So whenever you're stuck in problem solving, you can definitely see if this about specific methods can we use it or not. Okay, but there is no mugging up here. You will forget if you do it like that. Okay, so this is done, and what else we have in Sanji for copy? Copy and update. Okay, copy and update. So copy, I gave one question, guys. Copy, right? So same thing here also. If we do B equals to A, okay, so that means B is another dictionary and it is pointing to the same memory location where A is present. So if you make any changes to any one of them, it will be reflecting in the other one. Okay, but if you make a copy of this, like A dot copy, then A and B are independent. If you make changes in one dictionary, it won't be reflecting in another dictionary. Okay, that is the difference between normally assigning one variable to another variable and like creating a copy. Okay,
So similar to what we have in list
list,
method.
exactly. Yes. Okay, so B is also same as A. Okay. Now let's suppose if you want to change the value for this particular key 1. Okay. Or let's say 4, I want to change the value. How do we change it? Let's say I made a copy of it. Okay. Now B is another dictionary. Now I want to change the value with this key, right? So what we can do, we can do it like this. This is the key, and the value, let's say I want to give 44. Okay, now you print B. You will see 44. A is same, but B has been changed to 40. Okay, this is the way you update any value in a dictionary. Okay, so this was this, and then if we have now we have two dictionaries, right? We have a dictionary A and we have dictionary B. So let me print both the dictionaries. Print. Let's take a F string and give it a like first dictionary A. Then we have second dictionary B. Okay. So these are the dictionary names. Now what I will do, there's a method called update. Let's say I'm doing first A dot update B. Okay. So, and after that I'm printing this A dictionary. Okay, that is the first dictionary. Now guys, this is the first dictionary. This is the second dictionary. We did the update operation. And after update, guys, can you see any changes in the first dictionary? So update is like, combining the two. So let me add some more. I want to add a new key to this dictionary B. Okay. Let's say I want to give the key as 5. And I want to give the value as 55. Okay. And we have another extra element called 6. And I want to give the value as 66. Okay, this is how we add new elements to our dictionary, guys. Okay, we give the name of the dictionary, in bracket we'll give the key, and we'll give here value. And let's say after update. Okay, so now if you see, first dictionary is having these 4 values. Second dictionary is having the 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 values. After update, guys, so basically all the values of B is getting updated to A. Okay, and the common elements that is present, let's say this 1, 2, 3, 4, these 3 elements are common, so only one is present there. But for key 4 is also a duplicate, but it will take the value from the second dictionary. Okay, like all these keys, all the keys that will be common, the values will be taken from the second dictionary, because we have mentioned here A dot update B. Okay, if you will mention here B dot update A, then all the for the common keys, the values will be taken from the dictionary that is present inside this bracket. Is it clear, guys? Any doubt?
So in case like in B dictionary, if the for key one it is, let's say, 2 in the value. So it will take the value of A from dictionary B, because we are doing the A dot update B.
Yes, yes. If the key is common, then the values will be taken from the second, the dictionary that is inside this bracket. Clear, guys? So these were the important methods of dictionary, guys, that we will be using in our day-to-day, problem solving. Any doubt, anyone on this? Okay. If no doubt, then let's see this counting the number of characters, right, using dictionary. Let's say we have name Abhinav Bindra. You all are familiar with this name, right, guys?
Yes.
Who was this guy, Abhinav Bindra? Why is he famous?
2008 gold medalist with shooting.
Yeah, Ramsey.
First gold medalist, I think, right, in shooting from
Yeah.
India. Yeah. Okay, let's count the do a count of the this one, the characters. Okay, using dictionary here. So how do we do this? So we have to iterate over this. Oh, iteration over dictionary. Have I showed you guys how we can iterate? Okay, let's see iteration and then we will come to this. Okay. For keys, let's say for this is iteration over a dictionary. Okay, we will come to that. Okay, so let's just first iterate over this string. Okay, guys, for character in this name. Let's have an empty dictionary first. Empty dictionary. So for characters in the name, we will check if this character is present in this dictionary or not. How do we check, guys, whether a key is present in dictionary or not? Just I'm opening this only. Tell me, how do we check whether the key is present in the dictionary or not? How do we check it?
Get.
Dot keys in.
We can use either of these two, any one of them.
In
Okay.
with the dot keys.
Either without dot keys or with dot keys. Okay. So I'm mentioning here in dot keys so that it is more clear to anyone who is reading my program. Okay, but even if you give only in the name of the dictionary, that is also fine. Okay, that will also work. So if this character is present in the dictionary, what I will do, or let's say first if it is not present, I am saying not in. Okay, if it is not present, guys, then I will add this character to the dictionary, guys. Right? How do we add a new key? We have added new keys for B, right here. We'll just give a square bracket and give the key there. So what is the key here, guys? What shall I give here?
Char.
Char, right? Okay. And what value shall I give? What value shall I give here? First element, right? If it is not present, first time we are inserting a character. So we have to give the count here, right? Count. So count is 1. Yes, no, agree, not agree?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. If it is already present, guys, then what do we need to do?
Counter variable we need to.
Let's say A is already, or I is already present, okay, as a key in this dictionary. And the value, something like this, I is already present and the value is 1. Okay. Now again we came to I. So it is not present, this is false, it is entering else. Okay, now we have to update the value of I, guys, to 2. Right?
Yes.
How do we update the value in this dictionary?
Empty underscore.
Values plus 1. Empty
So
D.
mtd, this is a dictionary. And
That value.
we can insert a new key, because if we insert a new key, it will take the latest value, right? Remember, guys, if we have 2 keys as we showed here, it will take the one which is the on the right hand side. So we already have one I, so I'm going to insert a new I over here. Okay, I will insert a new I over here. So the char, it will char. It's a new I. And what do we need to give here in the value? It will be 2 now, right? 1 plus 1, 2. You need to give here 1 plus 1, original 1, plus I am incrementing it by 1. This might be 1 in this case. It might be already, there might be 3 i's. So it will be 2 at somewhere, right? So you have to give 2 plus 1 then whatever is the existing value for that key, we have to fetch it and then we have to do a plus 1 to it. Clear, guys? So how do we fetch the value, guys? How do we fetch the value? Can anyone tell me from seeing this? You can do a get?
Get. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So once you practice, guys, I am like you will automatically like remember the names. This is the first time you are seeing, so it might be a little bit you have to recall it. But once you practice, it will be fitting in your mind. Fine. So we'll do mtd dot get. What do we need to give inside get? The key, right?
Character.
Yes. So the character. So this will give the value and I have to do a plus 1 in this. Okay. And I will, after this, I will just print the dictionary. Okay. Counting characters in name. String object has no attribute keys. String object. Okay. Here I have done name dot keys. What shall I give here, guys, instead of name? This keys method is not, we cannot use it on string, right? Name is a string here.
We need to change that to
Dictionary, right? Yeah, name of the
dictionary.
Yeah. So now if we run this, I is 5, A is 1, we are getting all the values, including spaces, right? We have one space also in the name, so that is also getting printed. That is very good. No issues with that. So is this clear, guys, to everyone how we are doing this? I is 5. Is there 5 I's in this name? Oh no, why? Because we, instead of an empty dictionary, I have just give some value to make you understand this. Now fine. Now let me run this. Now click view proper output. The I is 2 only. Okay, guys. Anyone having any doubt in this?
Sir, can you show the flow of this program?
Sure. Why not? Let's do it in the visualizer.
And we are taking in the else block, if statement, if character not present in the key.
If it is not present, it's a new character, then we are making that character as the key and giving a value of 1. If it is already present, we are inserting a new record with the same key, and the value it will take from the previous record, previous element, and it will increase it by 1. So in dictionary, we are aware, right? It will take the latest value right hand side. So it will override the initial value. Okay. So let me do this in the visualizer. Okay, this is the name. This name can be anything. So it's an empty dictionary. So for character in name, so what is the first character? Is taking A. Okay, now it is checking. A is present in dictionary.keys. True or false, guys? It is an empty dictionary now, right? So A is not present in this. It will enter the else block. Oh, sorry, not. We are giving a not in, right? So it will enter the if block only, right? Because we are giving not in, right? So it is true. It's matching not in. So this will create a first entry in the dictionary. A as 1. Can you see it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, it will take B. Okay. Second character B. See, character B. It is not in, right? It is true. This if statement is true here, it will enter. It will create another entry in the dictionary B as one. Now similarly for H, I, N is also unique, A is also unique because we have a capital and a small a. If you want to make it insensitive, then we have to use a lower function, okay, character dot lower, so it will be on the same page. Since we are not using any lower function here to convert that string to lowercase, so it will make another entry for small a. And then we have V is also not present, and then we have space is also not present. And then we have again a capital B, this is also not present. And then we have an I. So I, in case of I, guys, now see character value is I here. Okay. Now it will enter the else block, right?
Correct.
So it will enter the else block. It will see, rather than creating a new record, what it did, it increased the value of this I over here.
Okay, so internally,
Yes,
it
internally,
is updating.
yeah, correct. Internally, it is updating. Okay, so similarly, it will go n is also present, so it will enter the else block, and now you will see the value of n to 2. Okay, so same way it will go for the other values also. A also
And what if we
yes.
want to remove like space?
If you want to remove space, then you have to give one more condition in if block. I will just see that. Okay. So let's say you don't want to include space. So initially only what you can do a remove here only with space with the remove function we have. Right, it will remove all the occurrence of spaces. I gave one question assignment regarding this, how to remove all the spaces, if you remember. Okay, guys, so if you do this, right. So, but it will return you a new string because we know a string is immutable, right, guys?
Or we can check the Boolean values of each of the characters. And
string has no object. Remove we don't have. Okay, remove method is not present in string. Yeah, Boolean values. You can check is alpha, right? If character is alpha.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so remove, I think it is in list. It is not in string, guys. Okay, so we have to convert to a list and then use remove, or like if for character in name, if character not in keys, and we can give a condition, one more condition here, and character dot is alpha. Okay, but both the conditions it is checking here. Here we are not again. Then again we have to give one condition here also, right? But else will not take any condition. Then you have to use elif. So that will make your work more. So what we can do initially only, we have to, before coming into this iteration, you have to remove the space. Okay. You can do it in multiple ways, guys. You can convert this name to list and then use remove, or you can just create a new, just iterate over this and create a new string from this by checking if it is not an alphabet, then don't concatenate to the string. Okay. Two ways. Okay, you can try. If when in doubt, I can explain to you how we can implementation part. Okay.
Okay.
From now on, I will give you ideas, guys. Implementation, you have to work on it. Any issues, you can come back. Okay, then that way you will be learning it better. Fine. If you want to make it case insensitive, then just make it, character dot lower, or not here because this condition we cannot give. Okay, for character dot lower here. For character dot lower in name and not here also, sorry. We can make this make give here, this will do. So this will make it case insensitive. So we have all small a's, 3, b's 2. Clear, guys? Understood?
Yes.
Okay, so this brings us to the end of our module 1. Okay, so this was module 1, right? 4 modules. The first modules coding challenges. Now you can try practicing a lot of codes. I will also share a few programs for you guys. You can practice those also. Okay. Now,
Sir,
Sir, can
yes.
we, yeah, sir, can we get more questions on like list, string, and dictionary?
Sure, sure.
Because like,
I will try. I will. I am a little bit busy now, but in the coming weekend, now I will try searching from different sources. I will collect it at one place, and I will share with you guys so that you can practice.
yeah, because like most of the like questions we get from those topics, and so
Mm-hmm,
that's why
right.
I wanted to have more practice.
Yes,
Yeah.
sure. Okay, any other question, guys?
sir, you
Yes.
mentioned something that you would be taking some special topic in module one in last class.
Yes, but those topics now, once we cover functions and anonymous functions, then you will be able to understand those topics. Okay, so we have to cover these two, then only we can deep dive into there is something interesting that we will look into. But we have to cover a little bit functions and this before we can understand that.
Okay.
Okay, so now let's so we have completed dictionaries. Let's start with functions. Okay, so why are functions used, guys? Anyone having any idea? What is the use of functions?
Danish, did we cover that dictionary comprehension?
Very good. Who is this?
Malikarjun.
Pankaj, correct. Thanks for reminding me. I just forgot it. Okay, so let's first complete dictionary comprehension.
Mhm.
Just like list comprehension, guys, we have to. So let's say we want to create a dictionary like with key as an integer and value will be the will be the will be 5 times the key. Okay, will be 5 times the key. For example, if the key is 2, then the value will be 5 into 2. Okay, 5 times. So for this guy, we can create this 2 ways, either manually, adding one or using a for loop also you can do it. You can do it also via this, let's say, we are doing it via loop. Okay. So we have a list of keys over here. And in this list, we have, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So we'll just create an empty dictionary here. I did over the keys, for keys and list dot keys. And let's say we are adding it, right? So this is a new element we are adding, like it will be first one, and our value will be 5 into these keys. Okay, so this will give you the maybe some change in the name. Because the value is a multiple of 5, 3, 5, 4, 25. So the same thing you can do it via dictionary comprehension in a single line. Let's say okay, so let's say this is I'm taking a variable I as a key and the value will be 5 into I. Okay, for I in the range of you can use range or you can use for I in list dot keys. Okay, the list and then you print this. Okay, instead of using a for loop, we can create a dictionary in a single line using this dictionary comprehension. Okay, just because in the dictionary the elements are separated by a colon, that is why we have to give it like that. I colon this. For I in this can be a range or any existing list, any tuple, all these will work fine. So that clear guys to everyone, this thing.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Simple, it's just like if you have understood list comprehension, it's similar to that only. Only this thing is changing the syntax colon we are giving in the tuple. You can give condition also here for in this case if I let's say mod 2. I'm taking only the even number as keys. Okay, so it will be 2, 4, 6. Keys 2, keys 4, keys 6. Clear guys? Okay.
Yes.
So iterating over dictionaries, guys. You can iterate via keys method. Like let's say dictionary c dot keys. You can iterate over like this for getting the keys. You can also iterate over the values. Uh, keys, values, we run this. 2, 4, 6 is the key. This is the values. You can also use dot items. So you can also use dot items. Right. For k comma v, these are values, variables. Okay. And dictionary c dot items. In k comma. Okay, and these items you can get both the keys and the values at the same time. Just like remember guys, in list we can access both the index and the value using which function? Anyone remember the name of the function?
Enumerate.
Yes, exactly like enumerate.
Can we use enumerate over here also with this dictionary c dot items?
So enumerate function, let's check. Okay. Returns tuple kind of thing. So I think we can use it here also. So instead of items, let's say enumerate. MERAT. On this. But see, enumerate this I value, it is still giving me 0, 1, 2, and the key, not the value. Okay, so enumerate index value by default will start with 0 and it is ignoring these values. Okay, so you cannot use enumerate in dictionaries. Okay, so this
But
can't be used. Yes, tell me.
okay, okay, because we are having two like keys and values,
Yes,
and not like taking the
enumerate is generating by itself one values, this index value
Okay.
0, 1. Okay. Fine, guys. So this was all in module 1 so far. So let's jump into functions. So before we start module 2, guys, so today is day 8, right? In day 8, it took us to complete module number 1, 8 days. Okay. So guys, how is your experience so far, guys? Like, are you able to, guys? Because I mentioned as an after completing this module, you guys will be able to solve some coding problems which you see online here and there. Okay, so that was the expectation after completing this.
Danish, can you please show like what are the topics we are going to cover in module 2? I just want to that.
Yeah, sure. Not
Okay.
able to navigate 1 minute. Yep.
So like, will you cover those things like I have seen in the code part like AR, args, quarks, those things, and also init self.
Yes, init and self, they are going to be covered in oops. Okay. And those args and keyword arguments, right? Those are going to be covered in functions here.
Yeah, thanks. And yeah, like module 1 is completed, like, but I need to practice more on those cover of topics. So
Yes,
after
yes,
that, I
sure.
will fill that.
Sure, sure. But how was the class so far, guys? You find it, interesting? You're learning new things.
Yeah,
How it
yeah.
has been so far, guys?
It was really good for me. Yeah.
सर मैं तो noob था मेरे को तो अब आ गई थोड़ी सी
Oh, I mean, you're still stuck with groups, Abhi now?
No, I'm saying I was a noob earlier with Rahul. But now after completing the like the module 1, I'm getting say like a little bit of confidence in solving the
Okay. Good to hear that. What about others, guys? See, main thing here, from what I understand, is once you work on the assignments, that will be the game changer here, right? Because you have a lot of online courses, right? Like recorded videos are there, Udemy and all. There also they have very good content, some of them, right? But until unless you get your hands on, you get some hands dirty, then only you get an understanding. Right? Okay, so let me start with functions. So far we have used many function, guys. Okay, those are called built-in functions. So can you tell me some of the names of the functions that we have used so far?
Sum, max, min, len.
Right,
Let
some, min, max,
Split.
length. What is
Split.
split? Is not a function. Split is a method because
Method.
split needs the help of a variable. We cannot call like sum. We can call without any using dot operator if you remember. But split needs a
Yeah.
dot, right? So that is a method. That is not a function. We have seen this, right? Input,
Print. Yeah.
print, range,
Print. Enumerate.
enumerate. So these are the functions we have seen so far. These are called built-in function base.
Type. ID.
Yes, type, ID, so many we have seen.
And these str and ints are also the functions, right?
Sorry. So yeah, you can think it as a function right now, okay? But those are actually not functions. I will tell you once we cover a little bit oops concept, okay? So right now just think it as a function, but they are actually constructors. So we don't know about constructors, so we'll cover that when we go to study about oops, okay?
Okay.
So right now what we are going to see is guys, so there's a built-in function we have seen user-defined functions, which we are defining on our own, okay? User-defined function. So why do we need function, guys? First thing is, one of uses code reusability. So if you know your same piece of code is being used at multiple places in your program, so rather than writing the 5 or 6 or 20 lines of code each time, you create a function of 20 lines and you call it whenever it is required. So this will save you from your code duplication will be allowed and it will promote this code reusability. Okay, first thing. Second thing is if you have a very big, complex program, let's say 1000, 2000, 10,000 lines. Okay, you have to break it into smaller chunks to manage it better, right? So for that also functions is used, okay, to break. Okay, so these two are the main use of functions. Okay, so we have something called function definition. We have something called function body, and we have something called function calling. You can say function calling or invoking the function. So function, first of all, first before you can use the function, you have to define the function. Okay. So how do you define the function? With this def keyword, def. Okay. And let's say in this function is like what do you want to achieve? Let's say in this function I want to just add two numbers. Okay, a comma b. Okay, and I will give a colon. So this till this colon, guys, this is your like function header, you can say, okay, or function definition, you can say, and you are just going. So we have two, this A and B, right? These are two like variables, and you want to return the sum of them, A plus, okay, and this return statement, guys, will return the value. Okay, this is optional. This return statement is optional. Okay, but here we are returning this. So this, sorry, this entire thing is called function definition. Should not be function definition. Function header, we can say. So this is the function header where we're using def keyword. This is the name of the function add, and these are the two input parameters. So input parameters, guys, are optional. You may have, you may not have, depending on your requirement. This is also optional, like return statement. Okay. And this colon you have to give, and then you have to maintain this indentation. So we have defined this function add. Okay. Now we have to invoke the function or call the function. Okay. So how do we call the function, guys? We give the name of the function and we pass the values. Okay. Let's say I want to pass 12 and 13. These are the values I am passing. Okay. And after when we call this function, it is returning something. So it is returning something. Either we can store it in the some variable called result. Okay. And then print result like this. Or directly you can print it. Print at 12. Okay, this is your function definition, entire thing. This is the function header, this is the function body. And here we are calling the function, and since it is returning the sum, we are storing it in a variable and we're printing it. You can do it this way or this way. Okay, so let me run this. We're getting the sum. Clear, guys, so far? Any doubt here in this?
Sir, why we are using return over here? We can directly like print on the function itself. Does like return give some added benefit, or do we have to return
So
for
that
any?
that depends on your program requirement. Okay, let's say here after this value what we are getting, we have to add it to some other variable. Okay, this is how like we have to add it to some other variable. So that in that case you have to return it. But if it is not needed anywhere, you can just instead of return, since return is optional, you can do a print here. Okay. So what this will do now, since this program is not returning anything, so what will be the value of result then if it is not returning anything? Just like your print function is not returning anything. So if you try to do a print of print, we get a none, right, guys? So similarly here, this function is called 25. Okay, so here they are calling the function, we are getting this output. Since it is not returning anything, we are getting a none value here, right? Similarly, this print again, we are calling the function is printing, it's not returning anything. So again, if we try to print, we get a none here. Clear? So we can avoid printing here. No? We can avoid it. We can just put like this add. We don't need to print the result because the result is getting printed in the function itself. Yep. Now we won't get any none value. We'll just get the 25. Okay, it's clear.
Yes.
Okay, so mm, let's try to perform one simple example. Let's say you went to withdraw some money from ATM. Okay. So so you want to withdraw some money from ATM. Okay. So let's say you have a bank balance of you have this much balance in your account, 25,000. Okay. Uh, Now let's say you are trying to withdraw the amount from some other ATMs. Okay. So what is the limit, guys, for that? How much money you can withdraw from a non your like a different ATM, which is not your other bank's ATM? What is the maximum limit?
10K, I think.
10K, right? So let's say we have a function here. Withdraw amount from a different bank, and here we are giving the amount. Okay. So uh, withdraw amount from let's say not withdraw, but we have something called check. So if the amount is greater than 10,000, okay, it will show you the message that maximum 10,000 can be withdrawn. This is one function we have written here. Okay. Okay. If it is less, this function is only for this. It is for checking whether the amount is greater than this amount. Okay. Next method we have, next function, not method, next function we have, this is for withdraw amount. So in this, let's say this condition, first we are checking this condition. If it is true, then it will come to this. Okay, now we can withdraw. Okay. So in this, it will check if the withdraw amount, let's say if amount, right? Withdraw amount, and here we are passing the parameter one parameter amount. So in this, if amount is less than bank balance, this also needs to be checked. Okay? If amount is less than bank balance, then you are good to withdraw. Okay, and or then we can withdraw. Then what we have to do, we have to just update the bank balance, right? This one, bank balance equals to bank balance minus the amount, and you will just print here that this much amount is withdrawn successfully. Okay. Okay, if it is not, if this is not the case, then we have to display the message to the customer that you don't have sufficient balance. Okay, so these two programs, guys, we can for different customers we can use these two functions. Only thing is they will have a different bank balance, each customer. Okay, so we have these two functions. So let's say we are taking one input. Amount to withdraw, we are taking this input from the customer. Please enter the amount to be withdrawn. Okay, he will enter the amount. Okay. And we are going to convert this amount to an integer value, or you can use eval also if you wish, both are fine. So, and then once we get the amount, then we need to call this function. Okay, check this with this amount to withdraw. Okay, so once now like tell me guys, how will we make sure that this function, because once this function this is passing this function, amount is less than 10,000, then we have to call this function withdraw amount. Okay, we have to pass the amount. Okay, but how will we know guys whether it is passing this function or not? Any idea? What what changes can we make? So here, if amount is less than 10,000, we are printing this. But how will we program it to check whether to call this function or not? Because if it fails here, if the amount is greater than 10,000, we no need to call this function, right, guys? Agree or not?
Yes.
Right. So we have to check. So how do we check it? So there are some options. Like you have to return a value. So if it is greater than 10,000, we will return here a Boolean value, say false. Okay. And if it is less than 10,000, we can give a green signal. Let's say true. Okay. And here, so now this is returning something, guys. Okay, so we have to store the value here. Okay, let's say I'm just giving a variable name. Let's say first check. This is the initial check what we are doing. So it will have a Boolean value, guys. Now we'll compare, we'll check this value. If it is true, then only we'll call this. Right? If not true, then no need for else part because we are already displaying a message here, right? Maximum 10,000 can be withdrawn. First check, what will be the value of first check? Either true or false. So in this case, this return statement was mandatory, right? Because without return statement, we won't be sure that whether to call the next function or not, right? But in this case, return function is not mandatory. That is why we are not returning anything. We're just printing. So this program is clear, guys, to everyone. So let me run this, okay? Let me save and run this. This is like real-time function. I'm just giving the name. And this program can be, ran for any customers. Only thing is this bank balance. Okay, that we have to write some code maybe to fetch it from the database. Okay, this particular ATM card number, they will map it with some account, and that account is having how much balance. Okay, that in real time I'm telling you how they will be happening. But here we have just hard coded the bank balance to be 25,000. Okay, so if we run this program, let's say this out screen. Please enter the amount to be withdrawn. So if I give more than 10,000 here, let's say 11,000. So if we give 11,000, guys, what will happen? So here we are entering, it will check. So this method is getting called check withdraw amount, different bank balance, this one. Okay. In this, it will check amount is greater than 10,000, true or false, guys? We are giving 11,000, right?
True.
So it will be true, it will enter this. It will give the message maximum 10,000 can be withdrawn and will return a false. So it will return a false, it will check here false, then this will not be executed. Okay, it will stop over here. Let me hit enter. So we are getting a message maximum 10,000 can be withdrawn and the program ends. Okay. Now let's say if I want to run it again, I will give some less amount 9,000. So this will return a true and it will come here, then it will call this. It will call this, okay, amount withdraw, and it will give this message. It will enter here amount is less than bank balance. So if I give 9,000, okay, so here we are getting an error. Bank balance reference before assignment. Bank balance. Okay. So let's check why we are getting this error. We returned a true here, and then we are trying to do this. So it went to this, and it is not able to identify this amount as bank balance. So giving me an error, bank balance reference before assignment if amount in this if condition. But bank balance we have already defined here, then I should not get this error. Why are we getting this error? Let's check. Uh, Even if you define here, that is well and good, right? Just okay. Let me.
I think we should define this in the main method.
No, it's not like that. Nothing like. It's not like main method in this. It's, uh, Let me try to understand this. Why we got this error amount withdraw. Here it is fine. We are passing the amount. Here it is not able to understand this bank balance. Okay. Let me run this again and check. 1 minute. Say we give a lesser amount, 8,000. No, it's case of unbounded local error, local variable, bank balance reference before assignment. Understood. But here we are not using the local one, right? Okay, if I comment out this, we don't need this to update. We don't want to update here. Okay. Now if I run this 5,000, I want to withdraw 5,000 withdrawn successfully. Only problem here is if we
Do we
try
need
to
to give that bank balance as an argument or something? Get
if we
used.
yes, if we do that, then it will work, but it will take us to a different thing. Fine, guys. So yes, that will do. But in that case, what will happen now? This bank balance will not be updated. It will, if we pass here a bank balance, then it will take it as a local variable. So we have that topic local and global variable. When we cover that, then we will be able to understand this why we are getting this error. Okay. So we'll come to that topic, local variables and global variables. Okay. For the time being, let's not concentrate on this statement. But you have
But
yes.
if we are like assigning the back balance at the top of the program, it should
No, it's same. It's same. If we give it top or bottom, it does not matter. We will get if we it will work in the same way, but only if it when we are giving this assignment operator, right? Bank balance equals to bank balance minus amount. Here it is creating some problem for us. This particular statement. Okay, and this problem can be this
double equal
problem.
to we are not using.
No. We are what we are doing now when we are withdrawing the amount, we have to update the bank
Okay,
balance, right?
okay, yeah.
Okay, so that updation, there is some problem here because there is something called local variable and global variable concept, due to which we are getting this error. It is taking this as a local variable, bank balance, when we are doing this. So that is the problem here. Okay. So we will see this how we can do it when we are studying about local and global. But before that, is this clear? Like return, when do we need to return value and when can we print values?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay, returning. I just want from this example, I just wanted to show you about this return and print. Okay, so return is optional. You can return or you may not return. But depending on the requirement, here we had the requirement. Okay, if this is true, then only we need to call this method. So in that case, we have to take the value from this function, and then we have to decide whether to call this method or not. Fine. So we had this return statement as optional, and we saw this function header, and we saw this function calling. Now let's have another function. If this will take first name, middle name, and last name. It will take these three variables, and it is going to concatenate them. Okay. Combine all the names, first name plus middle name plus last name. And after concatenation, if you want to return, you can return, or let's say I just want to print, I don't want to return. Okay, and let's say first name, we are calling this function, okay, full name, like function calling. And these values that I'm giving here, guys, while defining the function, first name, middle name, last name, these are called parameters. Okay, function parameters. Function parameters, these are the variables in the function header. Okay, and when I'm calling this function and the values I'm passing here, these are called arguments. Okay, guys, is the difference clear between parameters and arguments? call it. It is merged. Now you're getting the full name. So is this clear, guys? Difference in parameters and arguments. Yes,
Yes, sir.
no. Okay. Okay. Now let's say everyone will not have a middle name, right? So we can make the middle name as optional. Okay. And in this, what is happening, guys? This like first name is being mapped to Sam, middle name is being mapped to Peter, last name is being mapped to John. Okay. Now let's make the middle name as optional. Okay. How do we make the any parameter is optional? We give an equal to sign and we give the default value. Let's say in this, I don't want to give any default value. I just want to keep it as a single space. Okay, this is the default value I'm getting. So if I am not passing the middle name, it will take it the default like single space. Okay, so if I run this program, I will get an error first. So in this error, it is telling me non-default argument follows default argument. It means your default argument should be at the end always. Okay, should be at the end. Okay, now it is fine. Now if we run this, it won't complain and it will give me the output. Sam and John. Okay. Now let's say I have another person. He is having all the three names. First name, middle name, last name. Sam, John, Peter. Sam, Peter. So same function. It can be called either with two arguments or with three arguments because we have made one of the parameter as optional by giving an assignment equal to operator and a default value. You can keep it without, you can just keep it blank also just by doing like this. This will also work fine. Okay. So is this clear, guys? How do you make one parameter as default? How do we assign a default value? Like or how we make a parameter is optional, right? We are making one parameter as optional, and it will and the default parameter will be at the end. Clear? Any doubt in this, guys?
Yes.
Okay, and this argument, what we are seeing right now, like first name is being mapped to Sam, last name is being mapped to this. Okay, these are called positional arguments. Like position wise, it is matching. Okay, Sam is matching with this, and John is being matched with this. Okay, we have another type of arguments. They are called keyword arguments. Okay, how we can call this? I'll just show you. When you call this, you have to give the name of the parameter here, like first name equals to this, or let's say control X. First name equals to this, and last name equals to this. So we are changing the order here. Okay. So in case of positional arguments, it will be matched by the order. But in case of keyword argument, you just give the variable, the name of the parameter. So even the order will not matter in case of keyword arguments. So if I run this, you see this John and Sam, right? So John is the first name we have given here. So that is why John we have it printed first because we are doing print first name plus middle last name, right? And Sam is the last one. Like order will not matter for keyword arguments, but order will matter for positional arguments. Okay. So is the difference clear between positional argument and keyword argument, guys? Is the difference clear? Yes, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so okay. Now we'll see some more variations. So Shivam asked a question. He was asking about args and keyword args, right? Args and keyword args. What are these? Okay. So let's say you have to find the sum of n numbers. N numbers. Okay, n or not, let's say not only number, you have to just concatenate. I can say you have to concatenate all the names. See, few people I have seen in the south, they will have very big names. First name, middle name, last name. Even after that, they have 4 or 5 names. Okay. You are not sure how many names are there. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. Okay, they can be n number. How do you handle this kind of scenarios? Okay. So these kind of scenarios, we say it's a variable number of arguments. Variable number. We are not sure, right? Is the question clear, guys? Variable number of arguments. So there can be many names. First name, second name, third name, fourth name. We are not sure. We have to combine all of them. Question is clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
So we have a function. Let's say we are doing a concatenation of the names. I'm just giving the name as concatenate the name. Okay, here the number of arguments. And this parameter, guys, is optional. Okay, as I told you earlier, depending on the requirements. So in this case, we need some parameters. Few cases we only need to display something. Okay, so we don't need we don't need that parameter. Okay, so this is optional. So, but in this case, we are not sure how many names will be printed. Okay, so so we'll just take a pass here. Okay, we are not sure of the body also what we are going to do. So if we are not sure about anything, we'll just give a pass here. Pass is like do nothing. Okay, if we don't give it, then we'll get an error. Okay, so I'm just mentioning a pass here. So concatenate name, and let's say we have some name which is a very big name, Raju, and all these are single person name. Okay, so my name is also there, and we have some TS, some family names are also there, TS, and we have city also, let's say Mysore. Okay, it belongs to Mysore, so some name will be like this, very big name. Okay, so one name is like this. Okay, very big name. Another name, let's say we have only two, first name and last name, we have like this. Let's say we have another name, we have 3 values. Okay, now how shall we handle this? So when we have this kind of scenario, guys, we give a star, and then you can give any name here. Let's say names. Okay, when you give this star, it will understand that this like it can handle variable number of arguments. Okay, and then I will print this names. We have this variable number of arguments. Okay, if I run this, it is printing this, but what is the data type of the print of this case? It's printing all of them, but what is the data type?
Tuple.
Tuple.
Yeah, it's a tuple. Okay, so when we have variable number of arguments, we do a star names and it will take it as a tuple. Okay. Now you want to concatenate each one of them, right? So you can just iterate over this tuple. Okay, okay. So we have a tuple. We have seen this method in the list, guys. Join method, right? Remember join method? Join is used to convert your list to a string,
Yeah.
right? So let's say I am declaring an variable called name, and here in this I will take names dot join, and let's say I want to join with a single space. Okay. But here in case of our list, we have a tuple. Let's see it's working on a tuple or not. Otherwise, we have to convert this to a list. Okay. So let's try to run this. No, tuple. See, tuple has no attribute join because join is a method. So we have to convert this to a list. Let's say we want to convert this list, and then I want to do a join. List also has no attribute join. Then are we making some mistake, guys? Join.
Join will come in
Strings.
first. Join will come in the first time.
The join method is a method of string.
Okay, okay. Join is a method of string. Okay. And how do we do it, guys? How do we concatenate? Any other method you are aware?
Can't we like make that just
We have to take another variable and then now join.
Wait, so I've just converted to a list. Fine. How do we convert a list to a string? There should be some method, right?
yeah, we can just simply typecast that.
Okay, you are telling me to typecast to str.
Mm, no, no,
Will this
no.
work?
No, first, let that be as a list. Then we will iterate over that list, and we will take each element, and then we will each typecast that each element every time in a loop.
Okay, any other approach, guys?
We will take a
Okay.
loop till the
Uh,
length of that list.
yeah, that is fine. But if I remember, there was one method through which we can do it. Just let me check the assignments. In one of the assignments, I gave this question. How to convert the tuple to a list? 1 minute. Uh, what is the use of join and split? Okay, so we have a string here. We splitted it, and after splitting, we are joining this list back to a string. How did you did this, guys?
Join method only.
Then why we are not able to apply the join method here? Are we doing some mistake in the syntax? I think.
Because names is a tuple. We have to first create into.
So we converted this to a list. Let's say I have converted this to a list. Okay. Now name is a list.
Then
Yeah.
I have
let's
seen.
say name one equals to,
Name 1 equals to.
then space, sorry, inverted commas, yeah, dot join on name.
Right, guys? So let's see this. Now it's converted.
Yeah, that time actually join was in the right side, so that's why.
Yes, correct, exactly. Like that time we did not did this, right? We just
Yeah,
did a list
opposite.
dot join because this join method, now we are applying this join on what? On a string, right? This is the string. We are applying it here and we are passing a list. That time what we are doing is we are doing names dot join. So it told me that this join method is not a method of list, it is a method of string. Okay. But this is a different topic. The guys who have worked on the assignment, they would be able to relate much. So that's what it is. Now everything is correlated. Whatever problem we are solving now, we have to go back and then we have to like apply it here. That is why the first module is very, very, very critical. All the other modules are dependent on the first module, guys. Okay. Fine. So this variable number of arguments, is this clear? How do we handle it? In this case, it is string. It can be, different numbers also. The user can enter 5 numbers or 6 numbers or 7 numbers. You have to find something maximum or sum. So you need to handle it with a star here. Okay. So this is basically in lots of textbook and programs, they call it args rather than you can give it any name, but mostly they call it a star args. Okay. It can be any name here. So that is, so it's just basically short form for arguments. Okay.
So it is used for like better like for relief, like we don't need to like uh, it will take as a unified value for all those values.
Yes, it will take the entire values, all the values will be in this variable. Any number, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you give a star. Okay, this was args. You talk about args and keyword KW args, right? And there's something called KW args. You will see many places they will mention like this. KW ARGs. Okay. This example is for args, variable number of arguments. Now we'll see how to pass variable number of keyword arguments. Okay, so let's take this example. This function only. I'm copying it over here. And instead of a single star, I will make it a double star here. And when we call, let me change the name also. The same name will be a problem. Concrete name. I'm just missing a keyword. Let me call the same invoking thing. I'll just change the name here. Only thing is here you have to pass it with a keyword, like let's say this is the first name, F name equals to this, S name equals to this, third name equals to this. And guys, we are over time, so just sorry for that. I will just complete this example and then we'll wrap up. Okay, fourth name equals to this, and let's say fifth name equals to this. Okay, so similarly here also I will just make F name equals, you can give any variable name. Okay, F name equals to this, S name equals to this. Same thing here also. Let me copy these values. Three values, let me copy it. Okay, and instead of join and all here, I would like to first print names. Let's see what we are getting. Instead of all these things, I just want to print here. Print names. Okay, let me run this. So what are we getting here, guys? What is the data type of the output we are getting here?
Dictionary.
Dictionary. In the first case, we are getting a tuple. Here we are getting a dictionary. Okay, and then you can write your own code if you want to concatenate and all. Okay, you know all the operations of dictionary, right? All loops, keys, values. Okay.
Yes.
I hope it is clear to everyone, guys. The difference between so many people call this only args and keyword arguments. Okay, so args will have a single star, and keyword argument will have a double star. Okay, I hope now you guys have a basic idea of functions. Why do we use functions? how to give, how to make a parameter as default, how to give a default value to that, and how do we pass variable, what is the difference between positional arguments and keyword arguments, and how do we pass variable number of arguments when we are not sure this function will expect how many, values, how many parameters. So in case of keyword argument, we have to give a double star, and in case of normal only positional argument, we have to give a single star. I hope it is clear, guys. This we will end the class here only. So any questions you have, feel free to ask, guys. So in this, what have we covered? Function we have covered till default parameter we have shown. Any question, guys? Anyone? Args and keyword args. KWR. Yes.
If we like solve a problem, how can we check like if it is a optimized way or not?
That is difficult to understand. That there's no, there's no machine for that. You have to understand it. It will come with little bit experience. Let's say you're
So
solving
there is,
Hmm.
I've heard of like time complexity and space complexity.
Those are very,
Those are
little bit a complex topic. We go into algorithms and all. Okay. You need to, or everyone will be able to, understand that. Even I also need to first understand it because I studied in college and algorithm. We have one subject for algorithms. Okay. So it will not be, feasible to teach here those things.
I was just asking like, will that help in like checking if
Yes,
the
yes,
solution
yes,
is
yes. You can, yes, yes. But yeah, definitely that will help to a certain extent. But even after, apart from that, also there are like other things also, which different people will have a different opinion on that. Those kind of things are there.
okay?
Okay, guys. Any other question, guys? If not, then we are good to wrap up the session. Okay, guys. Then yeah, thank you for your time. See you guys in tomorrow's class. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.